These are all of the tomato plants and pepper plants that we started. They've been sitting in these pots probably 3 weeks too long. So some of them are starting to yellow and droop and show signs of deficiencies. So I'm gonna try to get them in the ground today because for the next 2 or 3 days, we're supposed to have pretty decent weather. It's beautiful today. Beautiful today in the greenhouse. So whatever the recommended amount of tomato tone in with it. And then we might, I don't know, I heard some tricks about like putting a little piece of regular white chalk in with each tomato plant for the blossom end rot problem that tomatoes tend to have, or at least our tomatoes tend to have, lack of calcium. So that's supposed to help with that. So we got a few different solutions.
We haven't really talked about this a ton, but we did decide on planting a no-dig garden this year. If you guys don't know what a no-dig garden is, I'm gonna have some videos linked in the description that talk about what it is. It's basically a method of gardening that Charles Dowding, I don't know, did he coin it? Did he create it? Essentially, it is a method where you take the ground and it is a no-till, no-dig. So you don't actually have to rustle up the ground at all. You lay cardboard on top, and then on top of that, you put pure compost in your rows that you want to plant in. And then we did a wood chips for the walkways. And essentially what happens is you plant directly into the compost that sits on top of the cardboard. The cardboard is there to be a weed barrier, and it's super natural and it just breaks down over time. And you plant directly in the compost, and as your plant grows and that cardboard breaks down with every time you water it, the plant will grow through the cardboard and into the ground beneath, amending the soil below. So it'll choke out the weeds, it'll amend the soil below, and it's just a really good sustainable method of gardening. And each year you just continue amending the beds with more compost on top. So like you do that like 1 or 2 times a year, and that's pretty much it. It's a very, very simple way of gardening, and we're directly gardening in ground. So we decided against raised beds for a multitude of reasons, but the main one being the cost. This is a really inexpensive way to garden because we actually just salvaged all of the cardboard from boxes that we were sent over the course of a year. And then we went to Costco and they gave us those pieces of cardboard that sit in between the crates of food and things like that. We just asked and they were more than happy to give us a bunch. And those are awesome because they're already flat pieces of cardboard. It needs to be a non-shiny cardboard, just like the plain brown. And it's so inexpensive to garden this way because you just lay down your cardboard, which is essentially free. And then if you can make your own compost, that would be great. We are doing that as well. But we also had to buy 4 yards of chicken compost?
I'm not sure how much we purchased. I think we got like 10 yards.
Oh, 10 yards?
Because we still have like that whole tarp is full of compost, and we've already used quite a bit, like on... How many beds do we have? 12
garden beds that are about, 16 feet long?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, and you do the compost pretty thick. I'd say initially you do it about, 6 inches or so?
Yeah,
Hi, editing Kristi here. I didn't get to finish what I was saying because my kiddo woke up. But basically you do like 6 or so inches of pure compost. You directly plant into that. And again, you amend it as needed over the season. And that's it. If you have some weeds pop up, you just pull them as you go, and then you can put a little bit more cardboard down to choke out the weeds. And it's a very simple method of gardening. We've never done it before, but already so far, all the plants have taken hold and look pretty good. And it seems like it's gonna work out. So we'll keep you updated as the season progresses.
So I'm debating on whether to plant the tomatoes on the side that gets like early morning sun, kind of all day sun, or the side that gets some afternoon shade. I think tomatoes and peppers do better with like full sun all day compared to a lot of other plants. So I'm probably going to plant most of them over here. We planted probably, I don't even know, 40, 50 tomato plants and about the same amount of pepper plants. So we'll see how many we can even fit. We might have overdone it. So I'm just going to try to plant the biggest and best ones. I up potted them a couple of times, or at least a couple of them. So they got all kind of mixed up, and I'm not even quite sure which tomato varieties are which anymore, except for the ones that are still in the original containers. So we'll see how it goes. I looked up on the old Google that they're supposed to be about 12 to 24 inches apart. Probably just gonna meet in the middle and do about 18. I'm not gonna worry too much about it. We'll just see how it goes. See how it grows. Gonna do what a garden answer does and just like grab it with my hands and sprinkle it in. And I'm gonna kind of do 2 rows. And I know that's probably not the best, like with tomatoes, because they can get huge, but I don't know. We're just gonna we're winging it. So you can kind of see how root bound they're starting to get. Some of them are like growing out of the bottom drainage holes. Yeah, they've been ready for a while. Since I just realized I didn't really put that much compost down in this bed, is come back through with a wheelbarrow of compost and like build it up. This is a St. Pierre variety. Tommy toe. I'm gonna try to like plant a row of St. Pierre. That way it's a little bit easier to like plant them when we're harvesting and seeing like which ones we want to grow next year. 'Cause that's what we kind of did. We kind of grew one of everything at least, but more like 5 or 6, 7, 12 of everything. And we're just gonna kind of see what works best for our family. We love tomatoes. Like we use them in almost everything we cook. So I'm guessing we're gonna like most of them.
Go into the garden. Come on. Good, there we go.
These are Amish paste variety. So I think the name pretty much says it all. So we're gonna try everything. We're gonna try canning. Hope if we actually get tomatoes, enough tomatoes. We're gonna try canning. We're gonna try making tomato paste and canning, maybe freeze drying that. These are some granny cantrells. The roots are crazy on these ones. I think these will really take off if the weather doesn't affect them too bad. Because it's supposed to be nice, but you really never know. Like they lie to us on the Weather Channel. I don't know if it's intentional or if they're just guessing as much as we are. Hi.
What?
Earthquake test? That's good. Good.
Did you bonk yourself?
And these last 3 that I'm gonna plant in this row are Tommy toe cherry tomatoes. And what a name. And I know you can plant tomatoes like all the way up, or not all the way up, but like halfway up the stem, at least to like the first set of leaves. And I'm gonna add a ton of compost to this bed so it covers that part of the stem, and then it'll grow roots from that and hopefully really take off in growth. That's the plan anyway.
Wanna push it? Yeah! Heck yeah, buddy. I think I'm gonna stagger them, so like almost like in a zigzag pattern here, so that they're not like growing into each other as much. We do need to make sure to trim these up quite a lot because they are going to get huge. Tomatoes get unbelievably big, and got to make sure that you trellis them. Not only that, but you got to really cut them back, and in previous years we haven't. We've just like let them kind of grow wild. We haven't really taken it that seriously or been that, we didn't know. We've seen a lot of videos though where people get a huge tomato yield, but they really trim back the leaves so it doesn't get out of control huge, because these are indeterminate tomatoes, so they just keep growing and growing. This is Barry's cherry. We put tags in with everything, and then our kiddo walked around and grabbed all the tags out, and then we had no idea what went where, so.
Yep, follow daddy. Good job. Come
You
on.
bring it into the garden, baby.
Bring it over here and then we can dig it out.
Bring it here.
Poor tomato.
Very good. No. Walk on the path. Walk on the path, please.
Over here. on
Yeah, good job. Yes. Good job. Very good, Bubby. All right, this is a mystery tomato that our kiddo just absolutely annihilated. So we'll see if you survive. If you do, good for you. We need to get him a sun hat. This is the compost that we made. And Zach is taking it and kind of mulching around the beds with it and just adding to the chicken compost. It's a nice woody compost, much more so than the chicken compost.
Yeah. Honestly, it's probably like too much sticks, but it's fine.
I just broke a tomato by accident.
Also fine. We ended up planting like probably a lot more than we can eat if they all end up like producing tomatoes. Planting some seedless red grapes. They're called Suffolk Red. We'll see how they do. We had grapes here. We think they were like wine grapes or maybe Concords or something.
Not Concord.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a grape expert, but
Grapeologist.
I'm not a grapeologist. Let's just put it this way. They were awful. They were just like, they get you, you know, like they get your, we call it get your goozle. Yeah, so I think they were wine because they were just like.
Yeah, they weren't the kind that you serve with charcuterie.
No. So we wanted to plant some ones that we eat because we don't drink wine. It'd be cool to make it. Anyways, I'm rambling.
Yep.
Planting grapes. Typically, like with trees and vines and stuff like this, you want to plant them before the leaves come out, like before the buds like open up and the leaves come out. So we are like pretty late. I didn't research this at all. So I don't know if these are a good variety for to plant here. I don't know anything about them. We're planting two different varieties. From what I've watched on YouTube and what I have read, which isn't very much, you won't see like an actual crop of grapes for like 2 or 3 years anyway. So I'm planting them along the fence line so they have something to trellis up. Our idea is to kind of like grow like a living fence kind of.
It will have some more sticks. So right now we just had to do this temporarily, but there will be some sticks and a bunch of like cross bracing from little branches and stuff all over the place. So this will have something to trellis up. It's not going to have to climb up this elk fencing.
No. I don't imagine these are going to grow too much more this year. I'm not sure. I've never grown grapes, so I guess we'll see.
I just got back from the dentist, so I can't smile regular. So if I look weird, it's because it is weird. Okay, so this variety is Faith Seedless Grape. Large, flavorful, seedless grape, semi-crisp fruits. Semi-crisp? I want double crisp.
Oops.
Semi-crisp fruits with mild fruity flavor. Oh. Half-pound clusters ripen in early September, space 8 feet apart, likes sun, good drainage, hardy. They sound kind of overall kind of crappy, huh? They're semi-crisp and only mild flavor.
I looked them up and it was like one of the most popular varieties, so.
Alrighty.
It was a split-second decision to get grapes. These ones did have flowers growing on them. I picked them off already because I want it to focus on root development instead of like flowering 6 grapes.
So we brought the seeds that we want to start out here, and
Kind of spread those in between everything.
yep, we're just gonna kind of lay them out where we want them to go. If you hear some like noise, that's my son's baby monitor in my pocket, so just ignore that. Okay.
We'll do squash here.
Squashes and zucchini.
Yeah, zucchini.
Okay.
Cucumber here.
Perfect.
2 different kinds.
Okay.
And
We should do peas and beans on the same because they grow up. Yeah, do it right there.
we can also build an arch.
That's
across
true.
This way. Let's do that. Build an arch this.
Okay. We can do it between the front 2 beds.
And loofah.
We don't even need to grow loofah. It's just kind of cool.
We don't need to grow any of it.
That's true.
I guess I should read it. Okay, so these are Stone Mountain watermelons from Baker Creek. Impossibly sweet and mammoth in size, this legendary commercial variety of Stone Mountain, Georgia is the real throwback. The juicy red fruit drips with old-time watermelon flavor, grows to about 30 pounds and excels as storage and shipping melon.
We were wrong.
Plant it 1/2 inch to 1 inch in depth, 3 feet apart. Oh, that's not as far as I thought.
We'll know what it is. Beautiful.
How good of a pin I'm working with here.
I wonder how many watermelons come on one fruit.
I don't know. I can't remember where we got these. Probably, honestly, like Home Depot. But
I swear we had some from Baker Creek, and I don't know why they're
space them 3 to 4 feet apart.
They just get huge, and they're
it.
crazy producers. Zucchinis are psycho in the best way. We eat a ton of zucchini here.
Yeah, we do. We kind of eat it with everything.
It's just such a good filler food, you know?
Oh, they know.
I don't really care about the Chicago pickling right now.
You don't want to pickle?
Because I just don't plan on pickling this year probably. But the other ones are like really good cucumbers. Read them what they are. They're Baker Creek. They're the Jabai, I think.
Yeah, these are Enonaga Jabai cucumbers. They're kind of like similar to the English cucumber.
English cucumber,
variety.
yeah.
An old heirloom from the southern islands in Japan. Sweet and tender, withstands drought, moisture, and attack of fungoid disease. I don't know what that is. Long, slender, 8-inch fruits, bitter-free. So they're really good.
They are good. They were just like the English cucumbers, which is the one that we buy whenever we go grocery shopping. They're really thin skin. They're not real bitey, which we grew some from like Home Depot a while back, and they were not good. These are high yield producers too. I feel like we got a decent amount of cucumber when we planted these.
It says to plant them 1/2 inch. I ain't measuring.
Nah.
Just going for it.
Write your tag.
Oh yeah, I already forgot. It's pretty much how my whole life would be if Kristi wasn't here. Little Marvel peas, excellent home garden variety. Vigorous, bushy, 15 to 20 inch dwarf plants. Tightly packed pods with 6 to 7 medium-sized dark green peas when mature. Plants produce mostly double-borne pods of fine quality peas. This heirloom variety produces high yields. Do you
eat
have
the
to shell
pod?
these, or do you eat the pod?
I don't know.
I think for these you have to shell them.
I don't want to do that.
But we're gonna do it.
Okay.
Spacing, it's 3 feet. It's about 3 feet for everything I've noticed. So, what?
They're peas.
That's
Cute.
adorable.
Peas are the seed.
I mean, I guess like.
I mean, like obviously now that I see it.
I kind of knew that, but I've never planted peas, so it's like corn is the seed, but like, you know.
You just forget, you know. 4 to 6 inches apart, it says.
Yeah.
Wow.
One stalk of corn is like 1 cob of corn. It's pretty.
That's crazy to me. I would have thought that one like stalk of corn would give you, I don't know, 3 or 4, you know? I didn't realize it was like 1 to 1.
1 to 1, baby.
Annoying. No wonder cornfields are so big.
Okay, corn. We're gonna do a couple more zucchini. I thought the corn would go further. I didn't realize you had to plant it that close together, so.
I remember the last time we grew zucchini, we were like, next time 1 plant. Because each plant produces so much, but we want to save it. That's the thing. We want to
Our freeze dryer.
yeah, we got our freeze dryer, and we just use so much of it that it'll be really handy to have. We use it a lot in cooking. We don't just eat it raw, so it'll be perfect to have freeze dried.
Do people eat it raw?
Yeah, some people dip it in dip.
Freaks.
No, it's actually not bad.
Astonishingly tasty when picked young. 2 inches, soft, light green. Harvest dry for terrific bath sponges. Sow in average soil in full sun in spring. I didn't know you could eat these, by the way.
Neither did I.
Average soil, full sun in spring after all dangers of frost. Sow 6 to 8 seeds about 3 inches apart in hills 8 feet apart. So we're not gonna do that.
We're gonna do 1 hill.
We're just gonna do like, we're just gonna plant them in here and see how they do.
Roots and Refuge always talks about growing at least 1 thing for fun in your garden, and this is ours, Loofah. We get fun in really mysterious ways, us garden folk. Tag.
I'm gonna label it.
You're not?
Well, it'll be a mystery.
Well, because they have to trellis. So if we don't have a trellis over there, because this is going to be corn. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Beans. You hear what I'm saying?
Thinking about them beans.
Yeah. Beans.
Beans.
Radish. I'm pretty sure we get these at Home Depot as well. But radishes are awesome. They grow so fast. Like, they're one of the most satisfying things to grow, just because, like,
It's like seed to harvest
like
in 30
20
days. Yeah.
Yeah, like in a month, 20, 30 days.
And they're great.
And the packages are really easy to open.
What happened to all those radish seeds we saved?
I don't know. You probably threw them out.
I don't do that.
I don't know.
Sounds like something we'd do. But what's cool about radishes is that you can plant them in the same bed as pretty much everything else, and they grow well around everything. And because they are so quick to harvest, it's really not a concern for them getting shaded out and everything. You just kind of do what he's doing, surface sow them, throw a little bit of soil over, and it's just done.
Surface sow them and then just do like one of these.
Did we close out the video? No, we didn't. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that this was somewhat interesting. None of these have come up yet since we planted it, so you're really kind of caught up as far as timeline goes. We'll keep you guys up to date as far as how's the garden, you know, faring. Is it sprouting? We do have the potatoes are coming up and things that we planted like about a month ago. So things are working. It's really exciting, and I hope we get some harvests, because my God, every tomato we've ever tried to grow has blossom end rot, and I tell you what, I have had enough. All right, well, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys like this video, and we will see you at our next one. Bye. What was that thumbs up? I don't even.